Today we're talking about something that might shiver your timbers, might even rock your socks, or even tickle your fancy. Today we're discussing why you might want to ditch music when you work out. In a world of everyone wearing AirPods and taking pre-workout and this, that, right? I think it's good to go back to the raw freaking roots. Let's hop into our time machine and travel back to the golden era of bodybuilding. The 1970s and the 80s, a vibrant blend of cultural revolutions and technological innovations. These decades danced from the disco beats of the 70s to the electric pulse of the 80s synth pop. On the streets, vintage BMWs like the beautiful E30 mirrored the era's style and spirit. Amidst this dynamic backdrop, however, golden era bodybuilding emerged, symbolizing human potential and the decade's obsession with pushing boundaries. A time of bold dreams and relentless innovation, the 70s and 80s were truly an unforgettable chapter in history. Picture this: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, Franco Columbu, Mike freaking Menzer, Brian Buchanan. Okay, all of these freaking muscled mutants pumping some freaking iron. Okay, horse cocking monstrous weights, moving monstrous loads in a gritty, dirty, decimated, disgusting concrete gym. Okay, a concrete gym that only had one freaking light bulb, but somehow it managed to give the most dirty downlighting known to mankind. Okay, not the pure gym lighting where everything is, oh, this looks so perfect, oh, the Planet Fitness light. No, none of that. Okay, only cold hard iron clanging against each other.
In the old days, we used to always leave space between the plates so the plates would jingle, so the plates would make noise. When you came up from a squat, you drove up and completed the rep and go, whoa! With a deep-throated roar that was like music.
And guess what too? No earbuds, no pencil necks checking Instagram every 5 seconds between sets. Just a couple of burly boys grunting so loud that the testosterone increases with each rep. These guys were the epitome of focus and discipline. They didn't need a playlist to hit their max. Their motivation came from within. Have you ever been so hyped up by a track like AC/DC Shoot to Thrill that you almost forgot to breathe properly during your squat? It's happened to me, okay? Less noise means more focus. Sitting there in the silence of your thoughts, just you and a heavy ass squat in front of you is the only way to iron your freaking mind. But it can also make you miss the little crucial things like bracing your core, maintaining proper tempo, and nailing your form. Okay, there's a thin line between being hyped and being reckless. You know, listening to AC/DC Shoot to Thrill might make you feel like Iron Man, but then that also make you not feel the lift that you're about to do. Okay, I get it. It's cool. It's cool. You think you're Iron Man, you're like, oh, you know, I'm him. Okay, and just yeah. That's the song I always play before a big squat. But I realize sometimes I get a bit too hyped, you know. And also, it's not just me who thinks this, right? Joel Kellett, or Overkill on Instagram, he's been lifting for 14 years and he's built a physique that's pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? And is another proponent for training without music. He was actually the one who introduced me to this ideology of lifting without music. Picking the perfect part of a song for a 40-second set seems like very manic. Okay, set 1, I'm going to do Shoot to Thrill. Set 2, going to do Thunderstruck. Set 3, going to do freaking Youngest Daughter by Superhaven. Like, it's crazy, okay? Like, are you there to DJ or you're there to lift? You know what I'm saying? And like, I get it. Sometimes you need that little kick. It's like a coffee in the morning, right? Music can be a good motivator sometimes, but another time it can also be a distraction. Okay, you're picking the song. Oh, I gotta pick this song. No. Focus on the lift, buddy. Sometimes you just gotta lock in and give the set your full attention. Okay, don't worry about the phone. Don't worry about doing this, right? I just leave my phone in my backpack in the locker, or just in my backpack that I'm carrying with me, right? But not on me in my pocket, so I can be distracted, right? You're only one click away from being distracted, and that's one click that's going to take away from the focus of your set. If the intensity of your set depends on the potency of the music, sometimes the music is just not hitting anymore, okay? You have your favorite song, Shoot to Thrill, AC/DC, right? But it's just not hitting anymore. It sounds like a freaking chill. This is the chill playlist, you know what I'm saying? Then if that's directly correlated, then the intensity of your workout will also be diminished. So why would you have that in the first place? Like, why would you have that variable possible? You know, you want to eliminate as many possible variables that can affect the quality of your workout. And of course, I like all types of songs, right? I can live to listening to Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, you know, some of my favorite songs actually. In 2023, I listened to Last Friday Night as my first top first song on Spotify. It was 147 listens, right? Don't get me wrong, I like some type of music, but you know, let's say you're gearing up for a set and then all of a sudden you're playing freaking chilled jazz, okay? You're not going to be focused, right? It's going to catch you off guard. You're going to be like, oh, missed my set, you know? So what exactly am I proposing? I'm proposing that you guys build some internal motivation, building that internal fire, the kind that doesn't need a beat drop to be ignited. It's about tuning into your body, listening to your breath, and pushing through the reps with sheer willpower, but developing a mental toughness that doesn't rely on external factors like music. It's just you, the weights, and nothing else. Okay, this approach for me has worked pretty well so far, if not better, right? And here's what I currently look like right now. I'm 2.5 years into training. I am 13% body fat at 173 pounds. Admittedly, that is very light, but in terms of aesthetics, I look pretty good, I'd say. I look pretty healthy as well, so I feel pretty good too. So, yeah. But remember, what works for me might not work for you guys, right? Some people need, oh, I need a coffee in the morning. I need this in the morning, you know, to get hyped up for the lift. I need to do this, that, right? I'm just suggesting a potential way, showing you guys that it is possible without music, okay? You think, another thing that Joel Kellett talks about is supplements, right? I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, what subs are you on? You know, when they see a big dude. But you go back to the golden era of bodybuilding, you know, there wasn't no subs. Oh, how much whey protein are you taking? No, eat some real freaking food, then you'll build a good physique, okay? Oh, how many grams of creatine you taking? Like, they still built amazing physiques back in the day, and they had such little nutritional information, right? I understand supplements do help to some degree, but I think a lot of people, they place too much weight on the use of supplements rather than the basics, which is just eating well in a surplus, you know, hitting your macro targets and also your micronutrient targets, sleeping well, and training well, right? A lot of people are like, oh, you know, let me try testosterone, let me try all these sleep supplements, and then let me try, you know, oh, I'll do this, you know, weird program, right? And just focus on the basics, man. The people are putting too much emphasis on, oh, I'm going to bias the iliac fibers of the latimus dorsi, right? I can assure you, if you just get a strong weighted pull-up and a strong type of rowing variation, you're going to have a big back, okay? That's 100%. I'm saying this from experience because I used to think, oh, I got to do the most optimal exercise, this, that, right? But then it gets boring, and sometimes you don't like it. Okay, it might be the most optimal, but here's another perspective on the most optimal exercises, right? An exercise that is optimal for hypertrophy might not be optimal for you, in the sense that if you don't like it, you're not going to be doing it in the long run, and thus your adherence to it is not going to be good, and so you're not going to be getting the gains that you could have got, right? Whereas, you know, let's say I like squatting, but the leg press or pendulum squat is more optimal, right? If I keep doing pendulum squat, leg press, this, that, right? Let's say stimulus fatigue ratio is better, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
4 reps.
But if I like squats more, I'm going to do them longer, if that makes sense. And I do like squats a lot, and so I have done them a lot longer than I would have for a leg press or a hack squat or a pendulum squat, this, that. So what someone else deems as optimal in terms of hypertrophy setting might not be optimal for you guys in the sense of enjoyment as well. So I do think that's a variable you guys should be considering too. Some practical, actionable tips that you guys can take from this video. First, start a session where you usually don't need that much hype. So I say a push session or maybe like a cardio session, and just start by playing no music at all. Okay, just walking in the gym and being like, okay, I'll warm up a little bit and then I'll hit my workout, right? Maybe you feel a little bit weird, you feel a bit naked, right? Everyone has their earphones in, everyone's getting hyped up. Oh, I gotta make them pay, right? How about just go in there and just lift for the sake of lifting, if that makes sense? And I say things you can divert your attention to is your form, your tempo, your range of motion, you know, this general intensity, right? And you might notice some things that you didn't notice before, okay? That adrenaline pumping, it feels good, don't get me wrong, like, but sometimes you really need to treat reps like kind of art in some sense, right? You need it nice and slow and then bounce up. Nice and slow and then bounce up, right? It's not about, oh, I need to move as much weight as possible, right? You're not a weightlifter, you're a bodybuilder. Well, it depends what sport you guys are training for, but I'm speaking specifically for the sake of bodybuilding, right? If you want to be building freaking muscle, it's not about moving the weight from A to B, right? It's about moving the weight from A to B in the most high quality manner as possible, because the form, tempo, and intensity are leverages of input to outcome, you know, to output. Peek into the world of training without music. Tell me what you guys think. Is this a valid way of training? I certainly do think it is a valid way of training. It's worked for me so far, and it's worked for a lot of old school bodybuilders. So I'm always looking at new ways to optimize training, or just new ways of training in general, right? Variety is the spice of life. Anyways, enough rambling on my behalf. Hope you guys enjoyed the video at least. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, nerds.